Hello, this is J.R. Pandy, the No B.S. gardener, and today we're going to talk about organics. And I have a representative here from Fox Farm, which is all about organics. His name is Michael Smith. And Mike, what can you tell me a little history about Fox Farm?
Fox Farm has been around for almost 30 years now. We're still a family-owned company out of Northern California. We have a couple of simple philosophies. The first one is, where possible, mimic Mother Nature. So our products really are derived from good things from the sea and good things from Mother Nature. We don't use any poultry litter. There's no steer manure. There's no human waste, biomass in any of my products.
So it's all natural then?
Natural and organic. A few of my liquid products have some synthetic bases to them, because even in organics, organics and natural by themselves aren't enough for a plant to maximize its full potential. And after all, if you're going to grow something, why not try to maximize the yield that you can get? So we take key micronutrients that a plant needs at specific times of its development, and we synthesize those, sorry about that, so that the plant, those foods are available for the plant to uptake.
Okay. So it's my understanding that organics is all about building the soil. I mean, you get great soil, you're going to have great plants, where on the opposite, synthetics are all about going straight to the plant. And I know that I've read before that even in the commercial food production, they're pumping just so many nutrients to those plants that they've really drained all the nutrients out of the soil. So although we think we're eating healthy by having all these vegetables, there's really not a lot of nutrient value in there because the soil has just been beaten down, I guess you'd say, and there's just no more nutrients in there. Would you agree with that?
We believe that the key to organic gardening is the soil. The soil is the foundation for whatever the plant is going to receive later on. Important factor in the soil are the beneficial organisms that if you went out to a very healthy forest with a bucket, and if you dug up a bucket of soil out of a forest, you would, and looked under a microscope, you would see that it's teeming with millions and millions of beneficial organisms. And in fact, what they do, the mycorrhizae help plants seek out and gain access to more water. That's why mycorrhizae is very important for plants. Beneficial bacteria are important because they break down organic matter that's in the soil so that the plant can uptake. People that are doing compost heaps at home, if they don't have enough earthworms or enough enzymes in there breaking down the organic matter, you're just left with bad smelling stuff. You're not left with anything that's going to feed your plants. Microbes are the key to organic growing, and for even in nature, they're the key for great tasting vegetables and fruit.
I know we personally used Fox Farm in our garden at home last year, and the wife had gone out and purchased some broccoli just from the local grocery store. And I said, honey, why'd you do that? We have broccoli that's ready in the backyard. And it was amazing to me, first of all, the color of the broccoli. The broccoli that was mass-produced from the grocery store was just almost sickly looking green. And when we trimmed ours, brought it in the house, I mean, it was just the deepest, richest green that you've ever seen. And I think that was from using your products. Now, I know we've just been at our garden center handling a couple different things, and each year we take on a little more, but it all started with these two products here. Can you tell me a little bit about the Happy Frog and then the Ocean Forest and what the difference would be? And
the Ocean Forest is actually our #1 selling product of everything we make, and that's across the country. I will tell you, Ocean Forest is formulated for quick drainage. It is loaded with fertilization from the ocean. It's got fish, fish emulsion, crab meal, shrimp meal, kelp. It's got oyster shell and dolomite lime for pH balance. By the way, all my soils out of the bag are pH neutral. So no matter what kind of plant you're growing, you don't have to worry about swinging it one way or the other. It's got earthworm castings, back guano. It's loaded. It's got big perlite. It's a peat base, not soil base. It's a peat base medium, and it's blended for quick drainage. Again, the key here, quick drainage. It can be used indoor, outdoor, but in warm weather, you may find if you use that in a pot, you may be watering 3 times in a real hot, windy day. So that's for quick drainage. And again, the theory being the faster oxygen can be pulled down into the root mass, the quicker the plant's going to grow, and it's just healthier for the plant. The Happy Frog soil is formulated to retain moisture. It's primarily composted forest humus with a little bit of peat. It doesn't have the big perlite. So it's not about quick drainage. It's about retention of water. It's a superior outdoor container raised bed mix. It's got mycorrhizae and beneficial bacteria, humic acid, back guano, earthworm castings, and kelp. It does not have the ocean-going fertilization, but it's the microbial benefit. Some people actually mix the 2 soils together to get the benefits of fertilization from the ocean forest and the benefits of the bacteria and mycorrhizae from Happy Frog. I wanted to just say, if in ocean forest, there's enough fertilization to minimally sustain a plant for basically 6 months. So if you're doing a container of flowers, you could use that as long as you didn't let it dry, overly dry out. You would just water that. Happy Frog, you need to fertilize within a couple weeks of planting. To maximize in ocean forest, you would want to start feeding in 3 weeks.
Okay. All right. So what I'm hearing is, like on the ocean forest, a lot of kelp, a lot of ocean-going critters and whatnot. Yeah. And what I've found out is that has a lot of calcium as well. So a lot of times if you're growing tomatoes, you get that kind of brown, leathery spot at the edge of your tomato. And that's actually from a calcium deficiency. So I would think that would really help for just outstanding tomatoes.
That's true, and we actually make a Happy Frog fine granular product called Tomato and Veg, which helps prevent end rot. Garden center people that have done grow tests of tomatoes have told me that using 5 different soils and 5 different fertilizers, the Happy Frog soil with the Happy Frog tomato and vegetable produced, in terms of 2 garden centers, the best tasting tomatoes. So calcium is important. And one thing I'd like to just add, we test all our products against a tomato plant. And the reason we do that, a lot of factors go into a great tomato. You have size, you have color, you have texture, you have taste. And when you cut into it, how much water comes out of it. So if you can do a great tomato with a plant, anything else is going to flourish with that. So that's how we monitor in our R&D lab. We're constantly growing all our products against our competitors' products using tomato plants.
And I can speak from personal experience with that too. Last year as well as this year, in our front plantings near our roadside, we did annual flowers. And we had done a section, I think we had 6 different sections out there, and one was Happy Frog, one was the ocean forest. We put it against Miracle Grow, just an ordinary potting mix, and just a topsoil. And by far, honest truth, because there's no BS here. The Happy Frog and the Ocean Forest. The Ocean Forest seemed to come out of the gate first, like you said, with all the nutrients in it. Happy Frog was a close second, but those plants literally, when you looked at them side by side, were much larger, quicker, established faster, and we didn't have to water as much. So really, and we were talking before one time, I wanted to touch on this a little bit about the organics, and it was kind of a light bulb went off in my head that when you start with organics, you want to stay with organics. So that we've always sold here our Triple 20, which is a synthetic fertilizer. It's water soluble, and if you were to use that, and the funny thing is, my dad started doing that years ago. We actually have it made for our company, and within probably 2-3 years ago, Miracle Grow changed their analysis to Triple 20. So good job, Dad. But on the side note, when you use synthetic fertilizers and you have all your microbes and your beneficial organisms growing in your organic soils, I mean, that has the potential for actually harming them, right?
Well, you certainly don't get the performance from your plant, because what happens, any excess salts or minerals from the synthetics that are laying in the rhizosphere, unless they're broken down with enzymes or bacteria, the plant can't utilize those salts. So mixing organics with chemicals is not a great idea. You wouldn't do it in any other part of your life, so why would you do it on something you're going to consume? It's not the end of the world. However, let's say you are, for many years, been using Miracle Grow, and you're sold on the whole idea that it gives me great yield. We make a product called Bush Doctor Microbe Brew. And basically what that is liquid bacteria spores laying dormant. If you were to use the microbe brew, that's the sledgehammer.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I got my Bush Doctor confused.
Yeah. But the microbe brew, literally the bacteria in it will take the salts left over from Miracle Grow, break them down into food that the plant can access. So if you're going to mix chemicals and organics, you have to have a mechanism to break down those salts, or they're just going to cake on your plant's roots and you're not going to get the yield you.
I see.